Hey guys, welcome to another budget with a July Dreamer video. So in today's video I will be sharing with you my 2022 annual budget. So because I started my channel later in the year, I think March or April time, I didn't get a chance to share with you what my 2021 annual budget looked like, but I intend to share that with you at the end of the year. So next month sometime I'll be able to share with you what my 2021 annual budget looked like. Hey guys, welcome to Budget with a July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I talk about everything personal finance. So I share tips on how to save money, how to invest, as well as how to budget. If these topics interest you, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. I do have my laptop here with me, so I'll be looking down a lot on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor in my hotel because, you know, a girl's gotta vlog, record, whatever we want to call this. But anyway, so I'm going to be looking down on my laptop as I walk you through my annual budget for 2022. I recently shared with you my financial goals, my travel goals, and my home goals for 2022. I'll link that video up above in the description bar below as well. So I want to also show you how I link my normal goals to with my actual budgeting. So this is how it will be reflected in my budget, and this is what I'm working towards, because it's very important when you set your budget, not just to have your annual budget by itself and then your financial goals by themselves. No, you need to find a balance between them. So if you, like I said, I wanted to raise another £10,000, how am I reflecting that in my annual budget? So I will walk you through how I'm reflecting that, how I'm aligning all the goals that I've set, including travel goals, home goals, how those are going to work together according to my annual budget. So let's get into the video. I'm just gonna start my screen record now and shrink myself to the corner, and we can begin. So first things first, the tracker that you can see is one that I created myself. I have a variation of this on my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link in the description bar below. I haven't yet put this one on my Etsy shop because I'm still tweaking it, and once I think it's been perfected, then I'll share that with you. So starting off with the income section, this is something I've mentioned many times, that I do hide the sources of income, but it does include things like my salary, it does include my rental income, and all avenues that I have that bring me money into my life. So here you can see, so we've got January all the way through until December, and then the totals. So what you will notice for the income tab is that I do share with you the total income for each month, and it differs depending on the month. For example, March is exceedingly different purely because that is when I get my bonus, and this is just an estimate of what I think that month is going to bring me, not only from my work but my side hustles and all the other things that I'm working on. So this is why this number is exceedingly large, but otherwise 6,350 from all my sources is pretty reasonable. So at the end of 2022 I am looking at 82,200. Whether this is the actual number, whether this will be more, I don't know. I don't think it will be less, but you know, we never know. So let's begin then. First things first for me, outside of income, it's savings. So with my savings, I have my home maintenance fund, my travel fund, rental fund, blogs fund, plum savings, and investment contribution. So one thing I want to make you aware of is the fact that I'm putting my rent fund and my blog fund here because it's included in my sources of income that I am looking at for 2022. So it makes sense for me to move from the separate tracker that I have them in into this tracker so I can show you how I track them. So if we start first off with the home maintenance fund, I am looking to put at least £500 every single month, and then later on in the year, starting around July time, you can see that I've actually increased this to £750. So looking to give me about £7,000 by the end of the year. So November and December, I've reduced it down again to £500 because of other activities that I know will be happening in my life at that time. So God willing. So yeah, so we're looking at £7,000. Now, if you remember in my goals video when I was sharing my home goals, I did say that I'm looking to renovate my kitchen. For me to be able to do that, I will need money. So this is what I will be putting, and I have started putting in my home maintenance fund. So this is how I tie my goals for my home for next year into my actual annual budget, and this is how I'm planning to be able to fund that goal. And then another thing is that I do intend to paint my house. So if I do it myself, I am looking less than £1,000 for buying all the paints that I want, going to decorators and getting the right paint and what have you. And again, it could even be that amount just to paint my entire house, depending on what the types of quotes that I get from various decorators, local ones that I'm looking to use. So again, this is how I tie my goals in. Travel fund, I did mention that I'm looking to have two-week vacations next year. So I will put in £350 every single month. Then I reduce it for the month of March and April, and then I bring it back up as we move across the year. So it differs from 350. So the lowest is 250, and the highest is 350 that I'm looking to put for my travel fund, and that should bring me to 3,300 by the end of the year. So, and I think two-week vacations for that amount is a good enough amount for me, because I don't want to say I'm a budget traveler, but I also know how to incorporate luxury in my life. Like right now I'm in the Maldives, and this was a luxury travel which I'm really grateful for. So I think 3,300 for these two vacations is very sufficient. Then rental fund. So my rental fund, I do have projects that are in the background, and I spoke about moving in silence in my previous video, and I'll continue. So I do have a project that I'm working on right now. So this is why you will notice that for the month of March, when I'm expecting to get a bonus, I am hoping to move at least 6,100 to that, to be able to do what I want to do. So this is my plan. So I'm looking to put between £250 and £500, except for March, where I'm expecting to put a little bit more. Then blog fund again, because I do make money from my blog, I'm looking to put £150 away for the blog, because I do have bills and expenses, I should say expenses, that come up for my blog, and it's very important for me to have a savings pot just for my blog. So by the end of the year, I should have put at least 1,800 for my blog. Plum Savings, so this is an app that I spoke about, I think last Sunday, where I shared how I use the app to save money. So I'm looking for it to help me save £100 every single month, or £50 in some cases, depending on the rules that I set. So that would be at least 1,150. So when it comes to investment contributions, I did mention in my annual goals that I would like to increase my investment contribution from what I have it now, which is between 8 to 15%. I would like to increase that to 20%. So to help me reach that goal, I have increased my contribution. So currently in 2021, I'm adding at least £500-600 every single month towards my investment contributions. So now I'm looking to increase that to £750 every single month. Hopefully I'll be able to do just that. And then you will notice for the month of March, I have increased that purely because I think I am going to have a good bonus, hopefully, and also from my other sources of income, they'll be able to help me do that. And because of that, I am looking to contribute at least 9,250 towards my investments. So in total for savings and investments, I'm looking at 33,300 by the end of 2022. This is the goal. So for most months, I am looking to put 2,350 towards my savings and investments. Then for the odd month, which is March, I am looking at somewhere around 8,100. So fingers crossed this actually works out the way I think it will. Then if we go to my fixed expenses, so I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I just want to point out, for example, my TV license. I will continue paying at least £14 every single month until April, when I am looking to actually pay for that for the whole year, which means for the rest of the year I won't need anything at that time. So this is something that I can cash flow from my budget. So this is what I'm planning to do. Then for my buildings and contents insurance, if you watch my sinking funds update, then you know I have been saving for this every single month. So I'll continue on January, February, March, and then in April I'm expecting this to be around £300. It is around 240 something pounds, but then I recently made a claim because the storm broke part of my roof, which I mentioned in my goals video, and because of that I do know that's gonna go up, but also inflation, all of that, just so I've just bumped it up a little bit more. So I've put it at £300. This is what I'm thinking it will be, and then I won't need to have that in as a line item in my monthly budget, but I will show you my sinking funds where I still have it, and I will continue to contribute for 2023. So this is how I plan. Then everything is the same as usual. To be honest, nothing really has changed, except again cable and streaming service. So things like my Prime, my Disney Plus, these come up for renewal in April time. So this is why I've also put £300 for April, because I'm going to pay that off. And again, so because I don't have cable and streaming services, well, because I do have cable of some sort, I'm continuing to put £40-50 every single month. And this is something that, again, is moving in silence, that I'm working on. And this is the money that if I find next year that I actually don't need to use it for this purpose, will be moved to another goal. And this is how we talk about finding money in your budget. So this is how I also do it. So I'm keeping that there. So I think those are the only ones with respect to my fixed expenses. Then when we move over to my variable expenses, again, same as the ones you see in my monthly budget, I don't think there's anything that stands out. So rental spending, so this is when I get the rental income from my tenant, I do take out £600 to spend on the house. So this includes the mortgage, the landlord insurance, boiler service, and then miscellaneous spending. And then blog expenses as well, I've included in here because normally I spend, I think, about between £100 and £150 every single month on blog expenses, but sometimes I do spend more. So this is why I've gone a little bit more conservative and just say £200. Personal growth is in there. I've increased it from 65, which it is what it is in 2021, to 80 in 2022. Personal spending is making an appearance here because sometimes I do need that personal spending. So I've put £100 for that. For some months it will be lower, for some months it will be a little bit higher, but we shall see. Then moving over to sinking funds. So when it comes to my sinking funds, I mentioned about my buildings and contents insurance. So January and February I'll be adding a little bit more than usual, and then what you saw in my fixed expenses is my monthly payment, but then I won't contribute anything in the month of April because that's when I'll be paying off. I'll be emptying the sinking fund and paying that off. And again, for the month of April, I'm not going to start contributing yet, because for the month of April, apart from car insurance, I won't be contributing to any sinking funds. And again, this is just because of other projects that I have going on, so I need to move money towards that. What else? So the newest miscellaneous category that you see in here is festive holidays. So this is where I'm trying to capture things like Valentine's Day, trying to capture Easter and all of that jazz. So I have decided to start adding £100 for that. If I do, great. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. Gifts will remain at £25. Home emergency insurance, this is again something that you have not seen in my budget since I think April of 2021, because I paid that off already. So again, but I've been slowly but surely contributing to that in my sinking funds. And then in the month of April I'll be able to pay that off, so there won't be any contribution towards that. I will use up my sinking fund. Christmas is one that I have decided to increase. So even though I don't have such a big family within the UK, I do have a lot of extended family back in Zambia and in Malawi. So I've decided for next year to increase the budgets to £100 whenever I can, and then because I know I'll be getting a bonus in March, I'm going to put a little bit more towards Christmas, which means that if everything goes to plan, I should be able to save at least 1,300 for Christmas for next year. I don't think I'll need all of that, but I'll spend what I can and then the rest I can give or put towards my other financial goals. Last one is subscriptions. So this one again, this is going towards my Disney Plus, going towards my Amazon Prime and other subscription services that I do have. So I'll pay them off in the month of March, and then I won't contribute anything in April, and then start again in May. So that is it for sinking funds. So if you look at my total expenditure plan, so I said the income will be 6,350, which is what it is. I'm all about zero-based budgeting, so this is exactly what I'm even doing for my annual budget. And then for the month of March, where I say 12,350, and that's exactly what it is reflected here. And so to start off, I did say total income for 2022 is looking to be 82,200, and that's what total expenditures looks like as well. So this is all balanced out. So this is what my annual goal for the year 2022 is looking like. I'm super excited for the new year. This will be my first full year that I have been on YouTube. I do have my Etsy, which I started also around the same time I started this channel, March, April of this year, and I am glad to see it grow. I think I didn't start making like proper, when I say proper money, I mean like more than £50 until like September, which for me is just mind-blowing. So thank you for everybody that's been purchasing my trackers, and I hope you find them useful. Then I do have a blog, ajulidreamer.com, which I have been blogging on for the last 8-9 years. Absolutely love it. It's a great source of income for me. I work with various brands and it's just amazing, and I hope to continue to make it flourish even more than it has in the past. So I hope 2022 will be a good year for me personally, blogging and YouTube. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with respect to my annual goal for 2022. Please let me know in the comments below if you've done your annual budget already and what it's looking like. What are some of the goals that you're working with, that you're working towards, that you can share? If you prefer to move in silence, again, that's all good. I mean, it's very important to have certain goals that are just close to your chest, that you keep yourself accountable, and then just mention them once you have done them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.